So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Well, it's going out.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm not your host, Ben. I'm a tip of the hat boy. And I'm here with my friends. Some of them. Almost all of them. I got Mart, which is short for Martin.
Mort.
He loves it. Trey.
Jeez.
And my good friend, Michael Ian Black. Just kidding. Matt Haas. All the way back from California. I don't know where you went.
California, Mexico?
Mexico.
Ooh, ay Dios mío. Let's start there. You look red.
That's just the light.
Right.
That's right. You weren't at soccer. I'm still very white.
Yep.
Really?
A lot of
at the indoor
sunblock
game.
and hats. Something.
Shade, sunblock, hats.
Oh, man. Well,
Burn and peel life.
I kind of want to hear about. So what is, we said it was like a destination dual income, no kid party.
There was a small amount of children there, but it's
It was an island. Go ahead.
all-inclusive resort an hour south of Cancun, the Hard Rock Riviera Maya, and they bands put on like a 3 to 5 day festival, and they invite their friends and other bands to also play. And this one was Wilco's Sky Blue Sky. It's the 4th time they've done it, my 3rd time going. And it's like music starts at like 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. No bands overlap. There's gaps between to get drinks and snacks and food. And
Was it well
it's
attended?
really laid back.
I love the idea of it.
They said it was sold out, which I think was a little over 2,000 people. Like, you can't attend it unless you're staying at the resort.
Got it.
So it's like everyone's friendly, chill. You got people bringing you drinks when you're out there listening to the music in the crowd, constantly tipping.
Tipping over?
Tipping the hat?
It's a great time. Widespread Panic was coming in. Their crowd was coming in. We stayed an extra day to let the crowd leave and then us leave the next day. And all the Widespread Panic people were coming in.
Wait,
the next
hold on.
day,
So they
and
just keep having different bands play?
they line them up, yeah.
I did not know that.
Widespread Panic had probably 4 to 6 other bands playing at different times throughout the day.
Do they just play? So Widespread Panic wasn't playing.
Wilco played 3 of the 4 nights of their festival. The other headliner was MJ Lenderman and The Wind. And I'm blanking. Yola Tango headliner.
I was going to say it sounds like.
I do like I'm blanking. That's one of my favorites.
That's sick.
It was fantastic. Love it. I will go again if it happens again.
So what I'm hearing is no Biscuit, no Creed, and
No
Tupac
Nickelback.
is dead. So he's not there.
Tupac's dead, so
Man, I don't think that's just not for me. But good on you. Good on you. You said lots of tipping, so you spend a lot of that money.
pesos.
You bring it expecting to tip.
Any crew
bring the
fans?
$1
Did you
bills.
see any Messi jerseys?
No Messi. There was a Minnesota jersey I saw.
Ooh, I love
There
that.
was a Austin jersey, of course.
Hate that.
I think that was it.
Do you talk to the people when you see that? I'm curious, like all
Sometimes.
these other,
I didn't this time. I didn't have any of my crew gear with me. That's not true. I had random stuff that was crew. On occasion, I do go up and start the conversation when in my head I don't really want to. And one of the times I did this weekend, this is not crew related, it's music related, was like, oh, that woman has a Beachland Ballroom shirt on. That's awesome.
Sweet.
And I went up and talked to her, and she owns Beachland Ballroom.
That's awesome.
And I ended up chatting her up a bit about the OC show coming back to Beachland after they played at a Live Nation venue that they hated. So 2 nights at Beachland this year.
That's awesome. And it looks like you brought back a tree. There's a tree behind you. Why is there a tree behind you? Is that
I don't know. Some plants got moved in this room.
It's like, I just noticed, I was like, is that
Not thriving, that's for sure.
a fake background thing? All right. Well, boys, you came back Snowmageddon. How are we holding up? We're recording this on Monday. We were going to do it yesterday like we normally do, but it just seems like every Monday they drop news. So until the season starts or we have like a huge docket of stuff, we'll probably record on Monday because I don't trust that they're not just going to, this will be like outdated as soon as we drop it Monday morning. So dim to breaks. Snowmageddon. How did we, no power went out?
No.
2.5 hours of shoveling.
Yeah.
Get a snowblower.
Why?
Do
you have
it.
to do this once a year at
Once
the
every
most.
5 years, even.
Yes.
They're not.
You know, it works for all levels of snow.
Yeah.
Not just 11 inches.
Have a neighbor with a snowblower and just sit and wait for him to not bring it out, Ryan.
Except for when the snow is so deep that you can't get to the neighbor's house with said snowblower. Just saying.
Yeah, I feel like snowblower is like a truck. Like you don't want to own one necessarily, but you want to have a friend that has one, like close. Well, I have a snowblower.
Or you have a friend who has a garage sale who's selling one for $30 in the summertime, and you buy it.
Oh, you did do that. Is it an electric
then
one?
I mean, it's battery powered.
Okay, mine I have to plug in, and I hate it. I hate it. I
That's how
used
my
it.
neighbor was doing his today.
It's silly. Yeah, we got it
He was
free from the
struggling with
TikTok
that.
stuff.
Plug in, so you
Extension
have
cord.
to go around with like a frozen cord.
Do you remember? Do you remember the people that used to do that with their lawnmowers?
Hey. Yes, we had one of those.
Those people.
Yep.
You had
You
those.
got to be real
remember-
careful not to run
Yeah,
over
that's like.
the cord.
I kept.
I
like,
remember
grabbing
those
the-
people that would plug the cord in and put it around something central where it would just wrap around so the lawn mowed itself.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, cool.
No, I chose
Cool.
I chose battery powered. I've seen people. I'm just
Battery
hey,
powered's
man,
tight. That's what's up.
I did the whole thing in like 35 minutes.
I used it to kind of
Like
help me on some of the
11
stuff.
inches of snow. Like and I didn't die, so I'm
It was like
I'm happy.
where I live, it's windy, so like it would blow out and then just blow back in my face or like dust back. But it does help. It is. I will argue it is.
It's Central Ohio. It's all windy.
Yeah.
That's just the cooling fans from the all those
cool.
data centers you have out
Data
there.
centers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I don't have a lot longer on this earth because the tummy ache came back, and it's definitely because of the data centers. All right. Speaking of data centers, the center of data is the Nordeca, and we officially have all the people voted in. Now, most of them ran unopposed and are currently running unopposed and ran unopposed. Nailed it. But the one that was voted on was we like to call it the chairperson, which is the person in charge of
The royal we.
the chairs. Yes. And it was Courtney and who was running against him? Kevin Clark. It's a 2-year term, and Courtney won. So, congrats to her and everybody else who won.
Congrats, Courtney.
Yeah, we'll be stickering her car at Polaris like I did that one time, like an absolute psychopath. Lo siento. That being said, with the Nordeca, they have their first monthly board meeting this Thursday. Not this Thursday, next Thursday.
Yep.
What is this,
February
bro?
5th.
From 6 to 8 at the Columbus Metropolitan Library, Hilltop Branch, Meeting Room 4. 1 through 3 were booked. 5 through 60 were booked. So just Meeting Room 4 for that. That's 511 South Hague Avenue, Columbus, Ohio. 6-7.
Hello, Adam Hernandez here, fellow crew fan and Columbus-based artist, muralist, and designer. When I'm not making art, I'm looking at art. And when I'm looking at art, I want it to come to life. That's why I made my new augmented reality prints. What's an augmented reality print, you may ask? Well, I make my really cool psychedelic art come to life in the palm of your hand. Check out my website, ahernandezart.com or at ahernandezart to learn more. They're really rad. ahernandezart.
Let's get into crew news. Coach arrived this Tuesday, 1:20, nailed it. Arrived in Clearwater, Florida. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. They did have a scrimmage. I know somebody on the Reddit posted some highlights that were taken by a camera on a shoe. So that's sick.
Was so close up to the goals. And so many goals.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take what I can get, right? They played Naples United. They won 8-0. And yeah, I mean, on quick shots, the quick edit, that type of thing, you got to see that, I saw Tristan Brown out there. I saw Chase Adams out there. It looked like Picard was having a game.
Picard was all over the left side.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's good to see him out there playing and crushing what looked like a co-ed team that we would play. Yeah. But fair play to them. But yeah, we'll talk about all that here in a second. Let's get to some breaking news. One person I didn't see out there was Jack and Russell Rowe. I don't know if that was because he didn't play or whatever, but
was he with Canada? Maybe, I don't know.
It's hard to. I doubt it. I think he probably would have been back. But Tom Bogert reported that none other than FC Toulouse, which is they just want to take all of our players, submitted a bid for around $2 million plus add-ons to Columbus Crew for Canadian international Jack and Russell Rowe. His contract expires at the end of this year. He's 23, 9 goals, 2 assists in about 2,000 minutes last year. And it was reported that he, quote, wants to go to Europe. Killer quote, dog. What are your thoughts?
Take it. Take the money. Right?
I mean, didn't we say I will say, all right, first $2 million seems great. What were we paying him? Did we say last year like $120,000? Like we joked.
No, that's the thing is you can't get a like for that amount. We know that already. We talked about this with bringing in up from the system versus having to go out and grab something in the market. But I mean, if he doesn't want to be here and move on, that's always a good thing. I mean, we won't hold him back. I think he's a depth piece. And but that also means that we are in the market for somebody, even though people have argued that we have people that can step in there. Even Arfston technically could play a central role.
Sure.
So, but I think we're then looking for a backup number 9 in that case.
He was on 368,000, and I think if you combine that with the $2 million, you have a lot of flexibility in terms of like what type of player you want to bring in. And I'm talking about replacing a striker or forward up top as a depth option. That gives you a lot of options, at that amount of salary plus that amount of, I don't know if it'll be TAM, GAM, cash or whatever it is. But I think we're already sitting on 6 or 7 million of allocation money as well. I think this should be a no-brainer. I'm hoping that they take it. Especially like unless you're going to re-sign him, and if you re-sign him, that 368 number is going to go way up. You're probably looking at 750 would be my guess.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
So I think this is a take the money and run, fill it in. I don't think it's, and I've said it before. I think he's in the likes of the other Adam Bedell's and Adam Johns, and I can't think of another Adam to talk about now. But
Miguel Berry.
Yeah, Miguel Berry.
Adam Miguel Berry.
I'd place him a little above them, but personally, but I agree generally.
He's just in that same ilk of player. Like I don't dislike him. I just don't think he's not the answer. And I know he was the second leading scorer on this team last year.
And if we can get something before his contract expires and he leaves anyway, get something.
And the only thing is he's 23. He's not like he's far from his prime, but then also we haven't seen a lot of improvement from the last 2 years, right?
Best at practice.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So for me, I agree with Hawes. I put him well above all those other guys just because he did score a lot more goals than everybody else on the team with like 1/10 of the minutes. optically, I think we all can agree that like he just quote unquote wasn't it. But I would also love to see him with Courtois and a new coach, just one season, and see how he would shake out with, under. I mean, because I think Nancy very much. It was just he's not a total footballer. He's very one dimensional, which can be good. I know Benteke. Do you see that guy like counter pressing and running all over the place? No, but basically the golden boot dude. Like I'm not comparing him to Benteke necessarily, but I just feel like we didn't give him a proper shake. And
I don't agree with that. I mean, we gave him 3 or 4 years.
I mean, we had a striker go down and didn't play him last year. I mean, how he had what we said like 1/5 of the minutes of like everybody.
Even after looking so good at practice, they still didn't want to play him.
Yeah, so I mean, don't get me wrong, something was up for sure, but then he plays in Guatemala and scores a good goal, and you're just like, dude.
He wants minutes because he wants to make the Canadian national team for the World Cup.
Sure.
And I'm not saying those minutes can't come here. I mean, not a starting role as of now, seemingly, but so if he can find minutes elsewhere, I wouldn't blame him for looking for that.
Yeah.
I think putting this, and like, I think we've all kind of talked about it a little bit on different points, but his contract's running out. He's on 368. That's going to triple probably. We're going to get $2 million for him. He's not a starter. He scored goals, but not consistently. He's good in practice, but he's not earning starting. He's not a consistent Canadian national team member.
Yeah, but the Canadian strikers are Jonathan
he's
David.
Not young, but he's not old. No, I know.
For
but,
Juventus
and we have Wes Mabu Ali, Diego Rossi, and Daniel Gastog.
And Gastog
I'm not saying. I'm only saying by name. Like when you're talking about names of players on the field, those 3 names, way better.
I'd start Russell Rowe over Gastog, but
that's
based on last year.
Yeah, but
I agree with based on last year.
I just don't think he got a good shake.
Gastag.
Like that's my opinion.
I know, but that's what we say about all of these middle of the road MLS type players is, well, they had a rough time in the system. Brandon Vasquez was one of those. He had a couple of good years. He goes down to Mexico on a buku amount of money,
right?
Does nothing, comes back to the MLS, earns a buku amount of money, doesn't really do a lot, but everybody keeps talking about potential. It's all about potential. It's totally fine. He's 23.
It's like the stock market, man.
I just have such a hard time looking at like minutes played and goals and assists and then comparing it to everybody else on our team from last year. The numbers just, I know optically he's one-dimensional. He doesn't do all the things we need him to do, but I'm like, but he was scoring goals. It feels like I'm a Tottenham fan and we got rid of 3 seasons in a row our leading scorer the next year because he just wasn't that good. But it's like, well, I don't know. I just
the other vibe I get from him though is he seems like an incredibly nice person, but at the same time, he seems like a guy that kind of like, I'm just hanging around. Like I don't see him as cutthroat to like push this team to be better, get after his teammates, and he won't be like a leader. But I like a team full of leaders, right? He seems like we win, we lose. You know what? I'm gonna go home and play D&D, right? So it's
some anime or some
whatever,
Pokemon related,
and I
which
I
is
get
sick.
that part. Yeah, which is
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
but it's. I never felt like he's super hungry, and that's because he's seems a very even keel, but I don't think he brings the energy to push the team.
If we flip Jason Russell Rowe, get $2 million for a $2 million younger striker, sweet. I really, really don't want to see someone go down and be like, well, we'll just play like Arfson up top, or we'll just do. That's what we've been doing the past 3 years. Is like, well, this guy can play.
He's still 16 though.
Yeah, I mean, Chase is really young. He's not like
Russell Rowe also has like a foot on him.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know about that.
5
That's
inches
completely
of hair, but
yeah, I don't know. I really, like I said, I kind of wanted to see him get a proper shake with a new coach, but I mean, it's kind of hard when you're getting 2 million plus add-ons. It's like, well, yeah, go on.
And they wanted Arfston, is that correct? Toulouse tried to get Arfston last year.
They were linked.
Rumors of it, yeah.
I don't. I guess there's a lot of money being thrown around now. I mean, we just picked up that, number 6-ish midfielder
from Guinea
for 1 million, and it's like, okay, cool. Like, I think just it's inflation; things are rising, so 2 million isn't a terrible amount.
Hi, this is Michael Ayres, the proprietor of thedisrespected.com. We are the place for flyover sports pro coverage in Columbus, Ohio. I'm here with the progenitor of the failed Aces Radio, your trash pocket of podcasts here in Columbus, Ohio, Morgan Hughes of the Supporter Supply Company, and he's here to pitch his superior product.
You've got mail.
Hi, Mike, and thanks for having me. On behalf of all of us at Aces Radio, we'd like to say to everyone listening to the Upper 90 Club that they should go to thedisrespected.com and help support local journalism. My God, what an idea. I personally wouldn't know what it would feel like to be disrespected, as I am universally the most boy on earth, but for those of the rest of you, go to thedisrespected.com. Help Mike help himself and help him help us. Together, we can spectacularly. Back to you, Mike.
Respect.
Speaking of failures, check out my podcasts, Cannonballs and The Crucible. Peace out.
Speaking of New Guinea, we got new transfer stuff and new rules from MLS. So that's pretty cool. We're just going to read through them so you guys can kind of like, you can just wash over you. SoccerWise did a great job kind of breaking this stuff down and kind of what it means. I don't want to do that.
Don't listen to them. We're just telling you they did it better than us.
We're not even going to try. But if you don't have time, here's what they are on the MLS website. Number 1, elimination of limitations of the number of cash for player trades a club can make each season,
which was previously 2 in, 2 out.
Right. Second one is elimination of age restrictions and limitations of the number of intra-league loans a club can make each season.
Which is great because now you can move next pro players within MLS.
Right. Next one is remove the deadline for a player to be considered a domestic player for a season instead of an international player. It's cool. Next up is clubs may agree that an international roster slot traded within or prior to the primary transfer window will return to the original club on a specific date within the secondary transfer window. These agreements must be definitive. So whatever.
What was that?
I don't know.
Nothing to me.
Welcome to the MLS. They just keep making. It's just like they're just like making it up as they go along.
They call this the takesy backsy rule.
Yeah, most of these are. They're like, we said this. Nah, we're not doing that anymore. 2 more. Designated DPs acquire via cash for player trades, and the secondary transfer window may be added at the midseason designated player salary budget charge.
Okay, so that's a World Cup one. That's why that is in there.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it's also because the secondary, we call this the secondary window, but that's the primary global window.
Correct.
So it means that you can pick up a big DP in the middle of the season and adjust your budget for it.
And coming out of the World Cup, that's what that's going to be.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Players who have appeared on game day rosters are eligible to be placed in supplemental slot 31 as long as they meet the other slot 31 requirements.
Everybody knows those.
Yeah, I mean, slot 31.
Which is the requirements are must be able to tie shoes, do multiplication, read Braille, those type of things. So
I feel like this is one that I don't know for a fact, but this feels like why we had no keepers when Romero came in. Is like they were like, you can't put Stas in there. He's just
more of a slot 32.
Yeah,
all of this stuff reminds me of just like, how can we make Inter Miami better, or like satisfy all these big players, or it's like they're writing them because of an issue that happened. It's like when you read the back of something, it's like, don't eat this battery, and it's like, well, yeah, duh. And it's like, well, it's because people actually eat the battery. It happened one time, so I feel like a lot of this.
Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to Paxlovid.
Yeah, it's like over my dead body. I'm taking it.
I think the biggest thing here is the elimination of limitation on the number of cash for player trades a club can make each season. Means that you can bring in a lot of players for a lot of money if they're willing to take a very small salary officially.
So
and live in Miami.
And I don't view this as a Miami thing. I know it's going to benefit them on some level, but this is also loosening up a lot of the restrictions that are placed on the clubs from TAM, GAM, youth, U22, DPs, whatever. The more free market this becomes, we can say it's going to benefit Miami, but it's always going to benefit the club that has more money. We know that.
Exactly.
Which isn't us. We know that.
Exactly.
But that's why we have to play a different game. It's fine. We're a mid-market team. We get it. But it doesn't mean you can't. Like, I'm more okay as long as this benefits the whole league. What I would hate to see, which is probably what's going to happen, is you're going to have a third of the league that still doesn't spend money. They're still not competitive. And you have owners that are sitting there just trying to make a buck. Yeah. Saputo and multiple other owners. And I don't view this as a pro Miami thing. I think this is a pro league thing. It's going to benefit Miami. It's going to benefit LAFC. It's going to benefit Galaxy.
It probably going to benefit us, because I will argue that we would be in that 1/3 that probably willing to spend a little bit
with our current owners. Yeah.
Maybe.
The other biggest thing here, Haas, I think, is the dates, right?
The transfer windows shifted, so they shortened the winter transfer window slightly in order to extend the summer transfer window to match up with the European window. So winter window is January 26th to March 26th, and the summer transfer window is July 12th to September 2nd. Last year it was August 21st, and the year before it was August 14th. But I think the main goal with that is aligning with the European leagues.
Yeah, this is all slowly just getting back to a base level with the rest of the
working towards the 2027 shift too.
Sure.
Yeah. Right. In the primary window, which is the winter window, we used to go all the way to April 23rd. So cutting that with a month. And that the drawback there, this is for future seasons. This is not for us this season, because now it could be one of the situations where you kind of start this, you start the season not very well and you desperately try to look for a player or two. And now you're running out of time much earlier than before. You don't have the chance to kind of check for 4 or 5 rounds, right?
Right.
So you got to get your roster right.
Yeah, that's all good. I have a problem a little bit with the cash stuff. They came out with this, and then it was Miami went after Bouanga, and then the same day went after Alex Freeman. I don't know if anybody read that, but they were trying to get Bouanga as a striker on Miami, which would have been insane, and Freeman for defense. Like they were willing to go out, and this was their big bid to just be like, cool, we are going. Miami's just pretty much trying to be like a Bayern or PSG.
Didn't Freeman just sign with a European club?
Well, that's just it. He did. Villarreal. He signed today. And Bouanga put out a post that was just like, I'm
he was mad.
Club that I didn't get a chance to go play with Messi. So there's so much parity in this league, which is what makes this league great. When you look at the people who have won this league, it's like different every other year almost. And if you look at the EPL, it's like the same 3 teams, like Liverpool and City. And that's like it. You go back to the Manchester years. So like there is a world in 10 years where it's just like, it's the LAs, New Yorks, and Miamis. And that's like pretty much it. And it's like if you don't have promotion relegation and you've got people like Saputo that there's no reason for them to, it just makes it doesn't do us any good. I mean, I think there's a fine line.
So I'm going to throw this one against the baseball wall of crap.
Baseball's insane right now.
Well, the thing about baseball is it has long been known it's the haves and have-nots. It's the Yankees, Dodgers, Angels,
Red Sox.
Chicago, Cubs, Red Sox, that kind of thing.
I don't know about that.
They've got a ton of money though, and major market. And I think you're going to have something very similar. And those teams don't win every year. They're competing every year. And there are more consistent competitors versus other teams around the league. But that's why it takes an ownership group in a front office to actually put, to be smarter than the rest of the league. That's what it takes. I don't think this will turn into the EPL. I don't, because that is purely cash. There is no payment structure. There is no what's the word more used earlier that my brain is just completely not working. There's no salary cap.
Yep.
There's still salary cap. There's still rules roster restrictions. There's still, I agree. PSG, Man City, Man United, to a certain extent, Arsenal, they can go out and literally just pay for anything.
Or Bayern just takes every play. Bayern does this in the Bundesliga where they just take all the German players.
That's not what this is. This is a loosening of it. But we have wanted for years for there to be less restrictions on the player movement within the league.
In order to get bigger names in the league. And we got that now. And I'm just saying it is a slippery slope.
I've been arguing for the fact that we should have loosened up the DP rule.
Yeah, the DP rule for sure. Increase it.
Wait, increase it.
Wait,
they just increased it.
Yeah,
like last year.
I know.
You want to loosen something that's going to make it easier for Miami to get better?
The DP rule is a way to pay them less, but pay them more.
Yeah,
right. I just don't have a problem. If my club wants to go out and spend a buku amount of money, that's on them. That's not an indictment on the rest of the league. And
the Haslam's are spending it on Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. I think the reason why I like the DP rule and push that is that teams are going to feel like a pressure to fill those slots, right? And find talents that makes the league better. So if we had 5 DP spots, the Haslams will go out and fill those.
The Haslams will, yes.
Montreal wouldn't. They would still play with one.
Saputo is not doing that.
Yeah.
Colorado wouldn't.
But most teams would.
Last year.
They did.
Yeah, but not like they should. And you know that the Kroenkes that is Arsenal. That's the same people that own Arsenal. So you literally like I get it. It's a slippery slope, and I'm I agree with what Mort said 100%. Like, hopefully it does entice other lower ownership groups who haven't been spending to spend more money.
All right, you have to put a quarter in the 100% jar. We're going to start collecting money every time someone says 100%.
We're going to collect money 100% of the time that anyone says 100%.
100%.
But we're going to donate it to the Republican Party. So that's what you get, listeners, for telling us this type of stuff. Yeah. You're like, you don't like it, but now it's on you. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, the good news is, I will say, just because you spend money does not mean your team is good. See, Atlanta, see the Galaxy last year, see some of these teams. So we will see how everything kind of plays out. All right, when we get back, let's take a quick break. We're just going to talk quickly about the first time our top banana sat down and talked to the reporters and our thoughts. We'll be right back.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys, that's boys with a Z, at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
All right, we're back. Just kind of wanted to touch quickly before we get out of here. We got the coach. He came in and did a couple interviews. One was a presser that I want to talk about. And the other one is he had a 27-minute interview with now you're fucking me up.
Can't talk about it without getting it.
Ah, dang it. I was like, it's gonna end. And then it goes
in. You tried so hard to ignore it.
It just like slowly permeated my brain. I was like, I don't know how to talk. I don't know. Bork. Anyways, no shade thrown, but Ares on the Disrespected had him on the Crucible and got to sit down and talk to him for 27 minutes. Oddly specific, Ben. I know. I listened to it. It's awesome, but I didn't want to take anything from that necessarily. I wanted to talk primarily about the presser. General thoughts. We all watched it. I am really happy. He just seems like a nice, likable guy. Right? He just seems like a sweetheart. Like, I can get behind this guy. I wish I wouldn't have phrased it like that necessarily, but like
he also seems like an open book. Like he's down to talk about whatever you ask him about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have that general like I just gotta go play good game and make passes, win games. He was like he got kind of specific, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. I was really stoked when I heard him say he wants to work on specific things.
Well, and he's talked about watching the film of Nancy's last few years and how he can build on that because it is a progression from that. It is not a revolution, but an evolution is what they're all saying.
Yeah, that's it's not as snappy as it's impossible as an opinion. They're trying hard, but we're not going to put that on our little anklets and handing them out anymore. So sorry about that.
Just my tramp stamp.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about last week how, they wanted to find someone who kind of fit the general idea and playing of our club, which is, possession-based and stuff like that. He did talk about and reference specifically like last year's team and also the 2023 team, which I thought was kind of nice because I think we did a lot of discourse about the difference between that 2023 team and the 2025 team. I still call it, the Crucho years and the non-Crucho years. So specifically he said, a question was asked, what are you going to do different? And broadly speaking. And the first thing he said is, he pointed out the 2023 team with the counter pressing and said, it was much better than the last year, which I thought was kind of a decent takeaway. Yeah. It's some of the stuff that we have kind of pinpointed, but it was nice to hear him be like, yeah, it used to be good. We used to be ruthless and lethal. And I just kind of thought that was a Cucho, a top 3 thing that we were doing, but it's nice to see he wants to do that. But the other thing he said is set pieces. Oh boy, set pieces. How I would even argue in 2023, like under Nancy's system, like did we ever have set pieces? I'm thinking primarily corner kicks, but I guess this could go to all set pieces. Like once we lost Lucas, like our set pieces were just dog crap, right?
Well, and if we're losing Jason Russell Rowe, we're losing height in the box.
Well, we have a boo.
He's got to be on the field, though.
Yeah, that's also true.
He did just score off a head for Canada.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I can't think of any time. I think we mostly complained more when the set piece delivery was poor.
Near post, never making it past the first defender was a common theme.
Yeah. And I think this was one of those things, and without any other knowledge, this is just my opinion.
Sure.
I think this is one of the things that Nancy didn't put a lot of credence on. You know what I mean? Like his emphasis of the game wasn't on corners and set pieces.
They're not sexy. I get that.
You ever seen a good set piece?
Oh, Lord knows I have.
You ever seen a nice piece?
How many of our?
I have VR now. It's all I do.
How many of our corners over the last year or two have ended up us passing the ball all the way back to our goalie?
It's so bad. I mean, it during the World Cup. What was it? I want to say 3 World Cups ago or something like that. I can't remember. There was a team that brought in somebody specifically for set pieces, and they looked at during tournament time how many goals and decisions on games were scored by a set piece, and it was like 50% or something like that. Like the most goals are scored coming from a set piece or as a direct result of a set piece. And I know after that, I remember they were like, "Oh yeah, like." I believe it was Man United or somebody. I know it was like those higher up teams. They would
Liverpool for sure.
Yes.
I know what you're going to say. It's Liverpool for sure.
Okay, and I remember they were like they made it was all over the interwebs. They're like people are hiring specifically set piece people, and that's when we started seeing different movements, different things going on. People, like everybody had when are going into the game. And they're showing them a piece of paper, that usually is where they're supposed to be during a set piece.
Yeah, usually during the defensive specifically, but also the offensive.
Yeah,
because
same.
They got all the moves now.
Yeah.
It's in many ways the closer you get to a football play, right? The set pieces.
Right.
Correct. American football.
Yeah.
Yes. We are in the United States.
I still call soccer football sometimes because I'm freaking sweet. No big deal.
You said it with an accent. What am I supposed to say?
But I don't know. I thought that was he literally. But when he said it, he was just like, he said, "Oh yeah, 2023 counter pressing. We need to do better. We need to get back to that more intensity." And then he like kind of leaned back and was like, "It's set pieces." Woo. I was just like, "Yeah, dog."
Buzz his girlfriend.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. Like I laughed and I was like, "Yeah, dude. We complained so much." And I think it was Rossi. Didn't he just kick it to the shins of the first person he saw as hard as he could?
I mean, we often played the near post, and it worked multiple times where Zawadzki or someone would get near post and flick it to the back post. But that was only a handful of times. So
10% of the time, it works every time.
Most of the time, it was going to the first defender.
Yeah, it's just good that like that is going to be a part of his coaching, his meetings, just so everybody gets on the same page with that. Because I'm not kidding. I'm so sick of seeing kicking it to the near post is just. It kills my soul every time I see it. I see it in the EPL too. Like I don't understand who
or not beating the first defender.
It just does, yeah. It's like I don't know. Like most people can do that. at age 10, they can like kick it past the first person. Like, what are we doing here? Another takeaway, he said something. He said, I love passes, but mix it up with running with the ball. How can you stress the opponent in the box? He also said it in the same breath, there's too many sideways passes sometimes, too many backwards passes. I thought that was interesting because we complained over the last 2 seasons when we didn't have, the front three, that there was just we had 800 passes in a game, but we had 2 shots on goal. And how many times did we pass, try to like break them down and then make, weasel it all the way back out to the, the center backs only to do it all again. And there wasn't that many people taking people one-on-one. How excited are you when you see Arfston on the corner of the box and he does a step over and like takes it at somebody? Like that's like some of the best as a fan watching it. Like it, sometimes he messes up, but he had a lot of success taking guys in one-on-one, right? So like the fact that he identified that instead of just saying like, hey, he said like, I do want possession. I do want to move the ball left to right. I do want to break teams down like that. But he said specifically in that final third, in that the box, taking people one-on-one, he just doesn't see it a lot. And I grew up, I remember this vividly. My coach is like, if you're going to make a mistake, make it in the opponent's box. Like, try things. It's okay to fail there. Like, you don't want to try to take someone on in your own box or like, somewhere where they can counter quick enough, but like give your strikers autonomy to do what they can do that we've seen them do. I mean, take guys, like how scared are you when somebody's running at you one-on-one and they get inside the box? Like you can't dive in. You don't want to like step on them, hurt them, we didn't do that at all last year. We didn't take shots. We didn't take people in one-on-one. We just kept passing it around that perimeter. And it was like, gross.
That comes to the fact that it sounds like it's a little less of a player to fit the system and this more to the system fitting the players. He wants to put his best players to be in a situation where they're most comfortable and have the greatest chance of success. That's the whole, I think that's what they call it, relationshipism or whatever they call them.
Relationism.
Relations.
That whole thing I wrote when we read it, it was like general. It was like super general.
Got it.
But he also said to that point, he said, shout out Pat Murphy from Master Report. He was like, hey, we talked to Zawadzki. Where do you see him kind of fitting in, and do you have the players you need, and what does all that look like? Kind of like, hey, do guys have certain positions, or do you want to move them around, kind of like Nancy with the total footballer? And he was like, hey, I think part of and this is coming from the coach, Henrik, he was like, hey, part of the problem was you had basically some injuries, some guys were play out of position, and then it wasn't cohesive. And it's very important to be cohesive. And I was like, well, great. That's why I don't want to see Arfston, if he's really comfortable on that left side, be like, well, he can be a striker too. Just throw him up there. And it's like, or spend the money we get from Jason Russell Rowe and get a guy who's a striker, right? Like, I don't want to see guys just like, we're just going to screw around like the last season where it's like, we have Zawadzki who's like 6.
I don't disagree with you, but the problem with that was saying that is that if we can't sign anybody in 3 or 4 or 5 games, we can't get them in. We can't deal with the visas, like whatever the reason may be that player that we signed isn't coming into the team, then play Max there.
Oh, sure.
Like if you're trying to win the game, but as a long-term solution, I agree with you. Don't settle. Bring another player in, fill the spot, move that other player back to their more natural position, move forward.
He said that too. He's just like, there's going to be times where things aren't perfect, and I don't have, with injuries, like the people aren't going to be there, and we're going to have to figure something out. But it's I think his approach on that front is going to be drastically different than Nazi's. He's not just going to find somebody who's like, I need a guy who can play goalie and striker and wingback. And it's like, no, we need to find like more specific people who.
he seems to be more pragmatic for sure.
Yeah.
He talked a good amount about how his Malmo teams had every year had the most successful passing in the league. So that already fits our blueprint. I'm just excited to see how
it all comes together.
Yes,
8-0 against Naples City United.
Naples.
And we will get to know that in how many days is that now? 27.
You guys can't do
You
this.
can't ask me to do math this quick.
Let me get my knuckles up here. I'll figure out how many
I can only
days
tell
are-
you the number of days till the first home game.
Wow.
We have 27 days. 26, depending on when you're listening to this, probably 26.
Or 25.
Or 25. Maybe even be 24.
No.
So
okay.
safely we can say we were within 4 weeks of us kicking off the ball in Portland.
Man.
Crazy.
4 weeks away and we got 12 inches of snow outside. Nothing says soccer like some
Hey,
winter snow.
good thing is barely snows in Portland.
Yeah.
The team is currently training in Columbus. And they're here until February 1st when they depart back to Florida for Palm Beach.
It was weird they go down there for a
First to the
while and they
14th.
come back for like 6 days and then just like go back down there.
Gotta see the family and
Dude, after being
shovel some snow.
Yeah, after being snowmageddon with my family, get me back to work. I want to go
expecting
back.
injury report today being like 3 players are out with bad backs.
Oh yeah.
So they're back out.
It's just most of Columbus out with bad backs right now.
Oh, yeah, stay safe out there, fam. Take care of your back. Get a snowblower. We talked for like 40 minutes before we got on the pod about should we buy a snowblower or not. It got heated. But
we do have 39 days until the Toast and Trot. Toast and Trot coming up.
And we're going to call that a TNT. We run a lot.
Dynamite.
TNT. Put it on the tip of the head.
I haven't seen details about the toast yet, but we will base our timing off of when the toast goes down.
Made of.
Jesus.
Toast and Trot.
Morris, come back.
If you're a Run Club member or not, if you're not, join the Run Club.
Yeah.
But
if you just like to run,
we got the
walk.
You know,
I watch people run.
Dude, I stopped. I pretty much stopped running.
Are you a voyeur runner?
Oh yeah,
I am.
Sure. So the last thing I want to kind of bookend this with is before they get off, someone asked, like, he made reference to like, oh, I don't watch social media, and the guy was like, well, why not? And he's like, back when I was a player, I would he's like, I like to talk and I like to be honest. And I was like, yeah, that actually tracks because, he kind of was very, very upfront with what he was thinking. And he's just like,
yeah,
I would see 100%. Something, I'd get mad and I'd respond to all of them. I was like, yes, dude, I get so triggered when I see stuff and I'm just like, I'm going to tell this person I've never seen. And it just like ruins my day because I'm a little baby child. It's probably just a bot saying, oh yeah, you're a turd. I'm like, I'm not a turd. You're the one. Ah. But I thought it was kind of funny. He was just like, yeah, I can't do social media because I'll just like go off. And I was like,
he also said he doesn't have the time for that.
Yeah, but he
knows he's going to go off.
Yeah,
he's going to take
like,
time.
I don't have time for it. I'm like,
he doesn't have the time.
Everyone poops, dog. Like, you check your phone, you see what people are saying. Like, you know what's going on. But
he prefers a magazine.
Take it easy, Haas. Take it easy.
Magazine.
Magazine. Well, damn. Yeah. Well, so definitely go out, check the Crucible Arias's interview.
Great interview.
It's phenomenal. And then if you get a chance, it's on Reddit, but it's also on YouTube. Just the the coach talking all the things, but like I said, we got another 5 days. They're back in Florida, and then the season's going to start, and maybe Mars will not be sick with a tummy ache. Aww. But I think it's probably the flu.
It's probably kids.
Yeah.
It's got to be kids.
Everything's terrible. Stay safe, everybody. Stay warm, and if you need hugs, you come to me. I'll give you hugs. I'll make you warm. You know what we say? Go Crew.
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
Get a snowblower.